So Chuck, let me just start with you and ask you that very question. What stood out to you?
Well, I was actually more interested in the memorandum that the government filed with the redacted affidavit than in the affidavit itself, because I wasn't terribly surprised that we didn't get the good stuff. And the stuff we did get, the procedural history, in many ways was largely known. So I would commend to your viewers, Yasmin, that they take a look at the memo that was filed with the affidavit, because it explains the rationale for why you keep this stuff under seal. You don't want witnesses to be threatened or retaliated against. You want to protect the safety of law enforcement officers. And we saw what happened in an FBI field office in Ohio. You want to abide the law. And Rule 6E of the Federal Rules of Criminal Procedure require that grand jury information and information derived from grand jury investigations be kept secret. You don't want to give a roadmap to people who might obstruct the investigation. And last but not least, you want to protect the privacy interests of individuals who may be mentioned in an affidavit but haven't done anything wrong. And so it's a very cogent, very thoughtful explanation by the government of why the most important part of this affidavit, the probable cause basis, remains redacted. Read it. It makes sense.
So let me read a part of it, Chuck, for folks, especially the part that you were just referring to, because I do think it's incredibly important. Talking about possible witness intimidation. Some information falls within more than one category. The categories described are information from a broad range of civilian witnesses who may be subject to witness intimidation or retaliation, information regarding investigative avenues and techniques that could provide a roadmap for potential ways to obstruct the investigation, information whose disclosure is prohibited under Rule 6E, which Chuck just mentioned, such as grand jury subpoenas, testimony, and related material. And then information whose disclosure could risk the safety of law enforcement personnel, which we have already seen after the search took place, and information whose disclosure could harm legitimate privacy interests of third parties.